Hello, everyone. My name is Cameron Scott Saxon Warner. Now, I am someone who desires to leave a lasting mark on this world, and I have chosen to do that through stories. For my reading, there were 5 sections sort of stood out, 5 strategies. In the first section, it was titled Return to Your Origins. For this section, it got me thinking back to my roots. Now, oddly enough, before even taking this class, I had been going back to playing some Nintendo 64 games to try and reconnect with my inner child. The next section that I had to go through was titled Occupy the Perfect Niche. This section got me to think about the future. I believe I am currently in the process of utilizing the Matsuoka path. I hope I didn't butcher that. And in this path, it's where I try my hand at mastering one skill and then another skill before fusing them into something grander, hopefully within a narrower field with far less competition. While I haven't really mastered anything yet, I feel that obtaining many skills will assist me in finding my true path within this world. The next section that I had to go through was titled Avoid the False Path. In this section, I felt it was all about paying attention to any sense of doubt. The next section was titled Let Go of the Past. I believe this section was really going over preparation for possible change. It was basically stating that one should not be chained to a sinking ship, if you catch my meaning, and that a person's path can always be adjusted to properly deal with the hard times that present themselves. The last section that I had to read through was titled Find Your Way Back. While Avoid the False Path felt like it emphasized on doubt, this section feels like it emphasizes on putting your faith into the path that you have chosen to go down, as long as you are not motivated by material gain. It also went so far as to point out signs that you can witness, such as internal suffering, that can help to tell you whether or not you are still on the right path. Now, I'd like to talk a little more about the Return to Your Origins section. The first line I'd like to reference is, sometimes this inclination becomes clear through a particular activity that brings with it a feeling of heightened power. Now, this is a statement straight from the book. I believe I've experienced it when I first played a 3D game. When I first got the Nintendo 64, the first game I played was Donkey Kong 64. It was my first 3D game. I actually felt in control of a character and as if I were actually in a new virtual world. And that game, playing it, experiencing it for the first time, is what drove me to be somewhat obsessed about the creation of video games. So the next line I'd like to reference from the book is, sometimes it is not an object or activity, but rather something in culture that sparks a deep connection. Watching TV as a child, I often would stay up on weekends and watch Toonami, a program that hosted an array of anime shows. So it was the Japanese culture that was thrust upon me. I was always enthralled by the stories that these various shows provided. Now, of course, now that I'm older, I can see a lot of errors and flaws that went into these stories. And now that I'm older, I look back and I try to look through the nostalgia fog and see the shows for what they actually are. But back then, when I was a kid and I watched these shows, it brightened my day. The show's message, the point that they were trying to throw across, I understood. I didn't complain about anything. I accepted the show for what it was. I watched the show. I enjoyed its epic moments. I didn't complain about anything that might have been seen as stupid or silly. I just enjoyed the show. And it sparked in me a need to express my own ideas, my own imagination, through story writing. I would often write short story after short story as a child, but I enjoyed every minute of it. So I still feel that each anime show proved useful in growing my interest in the field of writing. The third line that I'd like to reference is, for Einstein, it was not physics, but a fascination with invisible forces that govern the universe. For Bergman, it was not film, but the sensation of creating and animating life. For Coltrane, it was not music, but giving voice to powerful emotions. To me, that says a lot. And while I am currently working on improving my writing skills and on skills necessary for making video games, the core goal is one where I express myself to the world. In games or in stories, I see the potential to create something for the world to see and for the world to learn from. Something that can contribute to existence. Which brings me to my dream career, or at least part of my dream career. I would like to be a professional story writer. My first personal goal that I believe I can achieve within the next few weeks would be to get a few chapters finished for my main story. Another personal goal of mine would be to get an artist or to become somewhat of an artist, to draw up some sketches for some of my characters. It's not only will it help me visualize things better, but it would also be a good networking opportunity if I could work with some other people in getting that done. I hope what I bring to the table enlightens people. Thank you, and have a good day.